Okay, my microphone wasn't on. Hey, tap in, collective, tap in. Hey, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness, y'all, today is a doozy. This channel message is coming from a place of course, empowerment and love and truth and honesty and everything else that comes along with it. But I need to talk about the fact that there is a great panic happening around you right now. And people can feel that you are not the same woman that they used to know. And that is where the great panic is setting in. And we really have to kind of unpack exactly why this is and what's happening, and then what's happening in the cosmos that you can bring down into the natural so that you can handle yourself accordingly. Now, I'm going to tell you this message is not for everybody. This message is for the woman who is confident, who is loving, who is understanding, who has boundaries. This is for the woman in her arrival era. Tap in, okay? That's a term that I coined here for the ladies that are the CEOs of their lives and of the world around them. Hey, Travis, love you. Thank you. Okay, so first we need to establish exactly the woman you used to be. Okay, tap in, because if you don't know, where you came from, then you might not know exactly where you stand. And beforehand, the woman that you used to be was someone who lived a life that was unbalanced. Okay, tap in. Okay, you were not balanced. You were allowing people to take from you without ever giving back in or pouring back into you. And that's where it became a significant issue, collective. And the whole time where you're out here talking about, oh, I have to find boundaries, I have to find myself, I have to heal, I have to stop allowing, like, the whole time you're telling yourself, I have to stop allowing people to take advantage of me, you were still in a position where people were taking advantage of you. Tap in. You hadn't really drawn those boundaries. You were just in a stage of change. You were thinking about allowing people to stop using you. Tap in. That's a woman you used to be. And that's where a lot of people find themselves stuck, because the behavior does not change with the mindset, collective. And I'm telling you right now, baby, the woman you used to be, that's the one that people relied on the most. Okay. So no, you are not the same woman who allowed people to walk all over you. No, you are not the same woman who lacked boundaries. No, you are not the same woman who made space for everybody simply because they had a story. Girl, what about your story? Hmm? What about your life? What about your lived experiences? Okay. So that's the first thing that we have to talk about. Now, when I'm looking at this temperance, I feel like there's a moment of stuckness, right? I'm looking at temperance, and a lot of people are like, oh, temperance means balance. No, temperance means calling your freaking power back. Okay, tap in. Temperance means, okay, I know what's going on. I know what's happening. I see the way this is working, and I have to call my power back. Okay, however you choose to do that, whether it's ritualistic, whether it's through your prayers, whether it's through your actions, whether it's through the tone of your voice, however you decide to call your power back is how you do it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Are you ready? Tap in. This is how you're gonna call your power back. You're gonna take a deep breath in. Whoo. Take a deep breath out. Take another deep breath in and out. And you're going to say, God, universe, world, ethos, creator, however you identify, I call my power back to me. I know you wanted this whole entire, and we can go deeper if you want. I know that you wanted this whole entire, like, ritual mess. No, it's as simple as that. Okay. And every woman who is the CEO of their life knows that it is as simple as saying, I want my power back. I call my power back. I take my power back. It's simple as that. And so this temperance is telling me, like, the collective is in the space of arrival because you have called your power back. And you continuously do that, even though there are people who want to tap into you and continuously take it. Oh my God, today. This isn't make believe land. You live this life every day, right? You wake up in your body every day, and people expect you to sacrifice your body at any given time. And when I say body, I mean the all of you, the whole of you, even though they don't respect the whole of you. They expect you to sacrifice your time. They expect you to sacrifice your energy. They expect you to sacrifice your mindset. They expect you to sacrifice all of that collective, oh my God, today, simply because they know that they can use you. So looking at this temperance, yeah, it's very easy to take into account that it could mean balance. But even if you find yourself saying, oh, I have to find balance between these people and myself, you can still be off kilter, off balance. You can still be sideways. And that is what I am rebuking. Whew. That is what we are rebuking. That is what the woman is rebuking. So that is why they can feel that you're not the same woman that they used to know, because you've called your power back. And I tell you right now, collective, listen, when you say the words out loud and you make it a declaration of your life, when you call your power back, the people that were holding on to it, they fitting to know. Oh, baby, they gonna know. It won't be a secret. It actually can't be a secret, because the power that they were holding from you, the energetic fields that they were holding from you was so strong that you felt ultimately depleted, and they felt like they had the power in their hands. My goodness. So the panic is setting in. The panic is setting in, and I'm looking at this Eight of Swords next to this Temperance card, and it is like it's giving me not just panic, but it's giving me they are trapped in their own mindset. They don't know what to do without you. How many of you have been in relationships, in situations where when you sat back and allow somebody to take control of their own life, they actually are stuck in analysis paralysis. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to handle a situation. And you looking back and you're like, wow, this person is really lost. They are really lost in the sauce. All I did was sit back and allow them to take control of their own lives. And without looking to me for guidance, they gone. They lost. That is wild, right? And that's why I have to talk to you like, yes, when they are stuck in this Eight of Swords, when they are just like, what do I do without your guidance? They start to panic. And instead of them taking the deep breath in and calling their own power back, they call you. They say, hey, I noticed that you seem to be more calm in your life. I noticed that you have a different disposition. What are you doing? And as soon as you got better, as soon as you made more money, whatever excuse they're going to use to justify how you found more peace in your life, it's always money, right? Usually it's money. They're going to want to know, oh my goodness. They're going to want to know, what are you doing? Don't tell them, but don't you say nothing. Don't you tell them anything. Okay? Tap in. Oh my God, today. It really is interesting. We don't even realize how much we gave and did for them, and they don't. And you don't. Damn them, you don't. And that's why when you are in your arrival era, you see the world so much brighter. And sometimes you get mad at yourself. You get pissed off at yourself. Hi. You get pissed off at yourself because you're like, wow, I cannot believe I was really stuck helping people who refuse to love themselves. It's real. It's real. So let's go deeper into these people that are panicking. And you know what? Here's the thing. Whew, that card just wanted to turn over. Two of Pentacles. This is in conjunction to what I was just thinking. With the Two of Pentacles here, it is apparent to me, especially under Temperance, that people saw you as a utility. People saw you as a utility. Excuse me. You guys know I'm still recovering from a really nasty cold. They were using you as a utility, and they were seeing you as only someone that could be used. Can we really talk about the fact that as a divine feminine, as someone who is a woman in leadership, as someone who takes the God-given gifts that are naturally bestowed upon you, when people see you as a utility, they take advantage of your emotional and spiritual infrastructure. That is the work that you have done to be solid in who you are. Tap in. That's what that is. So when they take spiritual infrastructure and they use it for themselves and they don't even empower themselves to do better on their own, that is a part of the person that they used to know. And when you snatch that away, when you snatch away the fact that you're an anchor, the fact that you're a prayer warrior, the fact that you held up the sky for them, you pushed back the strength of the ocean from the waves, you held back armies from taking over their minds, their hearts, their spirits. When you've done all of that, and you finally say, hey, you know what? It's time for you to take care of you. Oh, baby, they in a panic. Now they running around in circles. Well, wait a minute. Now this is where the conversation gets sticky, because this is where the attack comes in. When they panic, they panic. But then there's a realization that sets into their mind where they have to find any given way to keep you around. And one of the ways they're going to first plead to your emotions. Okay. Good morning. They're going to plead to your emotions. They're going to say, oh my gosh, listen, I know, excuse me, you're such a wonderful person. You're so powerful. You're amazing. Oh my gosh, you're so gifted. You're so blessed. It's one that they're going to appeal to your emotions, baby. And then when you don't fall for that because you're standing 10 toes down, tap in. When you don't fall for that, this is when they're going to start trying to attack you for real. Oh, so now you think you better than me. This is where they're going to go with it. Thank you so much. Thank you for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tap in. Thank you guys so much for supporting me through this nasty cold that I've been getting over. My goodness. I mean, I'll talk about that later. We need to still get into the fact that you are deciding to step back, and these people in your family, in your friend circle, at your work will look you dead in your face and tell you that you are the sum of nothing. You are zero sum, simply because you decided to call your power back, simply because you decided to say, okay, enough is enough, boo. Take it on your chest. Hold it on your own. Oh no, you the worst of the worst. Now you public enemy number one. Here come the group chats. Here come all the snickering behind the scenes. Here come everybody inside jokes about you. Let me tell you something. As a woman in her arrival era, okay, myself, you, and all the men that support the divine feminine, and all the men that are in their arrival era, we don't give them We don't give a good god darn if y'all got all types of raggedy stuff going on behind group chats. We don't care if you come into the chat talking trash. We do not care. You simply get blocked and we move along. But don't think for 1 second that the only reason why these people are panicking and coming out to attack you is because you decided to become a sovereign woman and stand 10 toes down. It's your sovereignty that's the problem. It's the fact that you say no so effortlessly. That's the problem. Oh my God, today. Oh no, baby. Let me tell you something, Miss Nancy. We don't address. We block, baby. Okay, we block. This is a safe space. All right. And we don't do the back and forth. That's what it means to be a woman that has arrived in her own power. And that is the same with you. Hi. Mwah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And see, when you stop being a resource that they believe that they could manage, and you start being sovereign, you start being witnessed, those who benefited from you essentially shrinking, they go into a fear of loss of emotional and spiritual labor. Oh my God, today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm telling you, when these folks lose the fact that you have been given so much of your emotional and spiritual labor, they panic, they react, they start attacking you, and now they're reacting out of fear. I already told you on 2026, we are not coming with no fear-based language. I'm over this. Oh, I don't know. I can't. I'm scared. You don't belong here. No. If you scared of everything, if everything make you, no. It's bosses over here. Okay? Yes. It's divine feminine, divine masculine over here. Okay? Standing in their truth and their power over here, making big moves, okay? Even if your big moves look like just a small step, tap in. A quantum leap is still a leap. Tap in. Oh, my goodness. And you know what else? Looking at this two of Pentacles underneath Temperance, you know what else this gives me? This gives me non-negotiable. It gives me that the collective is your identity is no longer non-negotiable. It's giving me not just no, but hell no. And this is a big deal because when you become non-negotiable in your tenets of life, oh my God, today. When you become non-negotiable in your tenets of life, that means that there's no longer a leak in your authority. That means you're not over here second guessing anymore. You're not over here, oh, well, maybe I could not. It's a straight up and down road for you. That matters. That's a huge deal, collective. When you are finally saying, I am no longer going to be someone that has to negotiate what I am doing. I no longer have to negotiate my transformation. I am no longer going to be explaining myself. It's like when you say no, it's a no. People think that when you say no, excuse me, guys, one moment. People believe that when you say no, that they deserve an explanation behind it. Huh? People believe that when you say no, that you have to give them a definitive. You gotta defend a dissertation, bitch. That's what they believe. When you say no, they be like, well, why? Why? The reason why you said no is because you fucking said no. It's as simple as that. You don't have to explain why you are holding up your internal Bible. You ain't got to tell nobody that. The law is the law when it comes to who you are. It's enough. If you feel like you want to give an explanation, by all means, lady, do. Okay? And most of the times when the explanation comes, they're not going to like it anyway. Most of the times when you give them the explanation of why you're not doing their dirty work, why you're not allowing yourself to be a vessel for spiritual bypassing. Oh my God, today. Because these hoes are starting spiritual bypass through your spiritual technology. Oh my God, through your spiritual frameworks. Ooh. Oh yes, they will. Oh yes, they will. And so when you finally decide to say no, and you want to give the explanation, they're not going to like you because your explanation is based off of the fact that they have no duty or honor to themselves. And one of your non-negotiables is that you ain't rocking with people that don't have a duty or honor to themselves. Oh no, they don't like that. They don't like when you say things like that. Oh, it's a problem, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's a problem. Now it's a problem. Yeah. It's deep. It's deep when you finally decide. We have a question. When you say no, they beg you, or maybe it's not a question, it's a statement. They beg you. They keep begging you until you say no. When they feel like you don't do what they want, they get emotional and do something they feeling you wouldn't do what they want. Exactly. And let me tell you something. Women and men who are sovereign, we look at that and we sip our tea. Mm-hmm. If you say no and they start begging, then that's a them problem. That's a them problem. No, you do not have to be emotionally manipulated. And that's another thing for a man or woman that is sovereign in their lives, in their spirit, in their heart. When you say no and somebody bursts out the tears and tries to, not because like they're just hurt and they have to work through their emotion, and that's just a raw emotion. It's the tears and the manipulative words behind it. I don't like that. And when you try to manipulate a sovereign woman with your tears, a beautiful sacred act of crying, you will get laughed at. Mm-hmm. Because the woman has been there. Look, 7 of Swords. Been there. I don't got time for that. That's not a place where anybody wants to be. And this 7 of Swords coming in between the 8 and the 8 of Swords and the Temperance, that further lets me know that many of you, hi Casey, love you, that many of you have absolutely been on the receiving side of being emotionally manipulated by somebody's tears when you said no before. And that goes back to this Temperance where I was talking about earlier. Sorry, I thought I had to cough. I do. Where I was saying earlier that most people find temperance to be a balance, but there is no balance when you have been used and used as not only just a utility, but used as someone that allowed other people to skate through their consequences and responsibilities. Mm-hmm. There is no balance. That's why I said at the beginning, this is time to call your power back. Anybody playing these people? Mm-mm. 6 of Wands with the 8 of Wands. So that resonated with somebody. That big time resonated with somebody. Whoa. And I love that 6 of Wands coming up yet again. And I saw the 8 of Wands coming up yet again. Yeah. I feel like justice came out. What's underneath justice? With the 4 of Wands. I actually feel like seeing that 8 of Wands and that 6 of Wands let me know that some of y'all didn't even know that y'all could do that. Some of y'all didn't even know that you could say no without explanation. Yes, you can. Some of y'all didn't even know that if somebody is using tears to emotionally manipulate you, that you can still stand 10 toes down and be like, yeah, I'm sorry that your feelings are hurt. And I'm sorry that you're in a tough spot, but I cannot be there for you. Tap in. Watch them find a way. Or if they don't find a way, I'm looking at this justice with this 4 of Wands. If they don't find a way, they will blame you for their lack of go-getter energy. They'll blame you for their lack mindset. They'll blame you for not having the skills to do what they need to do to survive and make it happen. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, ladies. You are no longer the same woman that you used to be, and they can feel it. They can feel that barrier going up. And trust and believe that they're going to try to continuously pinpoint pain, trying to get you to react. But what they don't know is that we look at their performance like clowns. They're clowns. Yeah, dance, clown, dance. And you know what else? This just came to my mind because I'm reflecting on my own life as well. When I've seen people perform in such a way to try to manipulate me or it's almost like I stopped watching. At the beginning, it was a clown show to me. But then after a while, I just stopped watching. I stopped picking up my phone. I stopped calling. I stopped checking in. I stopped putting energy towards the people that were performing to grab my attention. Because see, as long as the attention is on them, collective, tap in. As long as the attention is on them, then they know they could get you one way or another. The reason why they feel that you are not the same woman that you used to be and they are panicking is because you remove that attention factor. Yep. Whew. My God, today. Looking at justice in the Four of Wands, yeah. It's like why bask or why soak or why take your sacred gaze? Because that's what it is. When you give somebody your attention, that is time. That is you taking a moment out of something else you could be doing with your life and focusing on that one thing. When you take time out of your life to take your sacred gaze and focus on someone who's a clown show, it actually does something in your mind. It irritates you. It irritates the crap out of you. What you need to be doing with that time, lady, divine feminine, divine masculine, is you need to be taking your time and saying, you know what, let me just close this curtain. This is a final curtain call. You have other things to celebrate. You have other places to go, other things to do, other people to see. A lot of times that has to do with gathering with with people who know who you are, who do not use you for your utility, for your spiritual technology, for your life, who do not see you as a one-way street, who do not panic when you decide to take a step back, who support you in your moves. That's what we're talking about over here. Whew. Yeah. And when it becomes, that Five of Swords just came out with that Ten of Cups, and I just saw the the Six of Swords as well. This is what I'm saying. See, when the performance comes and you're looking at the clown show and all they want is your attention, you got to stop it in its tracks immediately. And they're going to say things that's going to cut deep to you. They're going to try to say, how you wasn't nothing. Oh God. Just from my own experience. When you go out and you help people unapologetically, simply because excuse me. Sorry guys. Thank you for rocking with me as I still heal myself. Simply because you care and they turn around, they turn their backs on you because you said no, oh, they're going to try to cut deep. Not knowing that they can't shame you with your story. Well, girl, they can't shame you with your story. You're not embarrassed. Why would you be? It's your story. Why would you be embarrassed? And you know what? That leads me to something bigger, collective. As I'm thinking about the fact that they can feel, because let's bring it back to the topic. They can feel that you're not the same woman. That means they have a spiritual acuteness. It's a wicked spiritual acuteness, but a spiritual acuteness nonetheless. Where you've called your power back. So I said at the beginning of this, you're going to call your power back. As a matter of fact, if you were not here for the beginning of this conversation, let's take a deep breath in, breathe out, and simply say to yourself, or say it in your mind if you can't say it out loud, I call my power back. If you have the space to go beyond that, go deeper into that, and you can do specificity, do it. But it all begins with one phrase. I call my power back. Okay? If you think for 1 second that when you just called your power back, that the people who have been holding on to your energy don't feel that, you got another thing coming. Oh no, they felt it. They felt it just now. And that's why they're going into a panic. When we're talking about feeling, we're talking about that sense, that sixth sense. We're talking about that inner knowing, that inner understanding. I told you, we're not doing beliefs in 2026 and beyond. We're not doing beliefs. We know. You have worked too hard on your intuition. You have gone through way too much. You have been proven right over and over and over again through your intuitive powers, through your divine powers, through your sacredness. You know. So that's why we're not doing belief anymore. So as soon as you call your power back, one thing that we know for sure is that they are going to feel it's going to be a complete freaking dumpster fire. Oh no, we got to find out what's going on. Look, ooh, wait, couples costumes, got characters acting up, people behaving in ways they've never behaved towards you before. And look at this, the patriarchy, the emperor. Now listen, ladies. This is important. Ooh, damn, this whole road is crazy. This is important, collective. Come in. Come here. Women, when you stop performing for the patriarchy, or you stop performing for a status, what actually happens is you reflect and find out that you, as a high achieving woman, okay, a high achieving woman in life, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, right? High achieving woman. You find out that you spent years house sitting other people's accomplishments and putting that shit up on a pedestal, clapping for them, clapping for all the men that you know wouldn't care if you went through the same thing they did. We just got to keep it real. The world just looks at us differently. It is what it is. We find empowerment in that. Tap in. And we don't downplay our divine masculines. But we have house sat the success that they have lived in without sitting on the success that you have done as a woman, that you have accomplished as a woman. Ooh. When you stop performing for that bullshit and you start recognizing like, whoa, I am actually an accomplished woman, a lot comes into focus for you. You start playing the game differently, start showing up differently. You start spending differently, start manifesting differently. You start recognizing that your words are so incredibly powerful that you watch what you say. And that when you say what you mean and you mean what you say, that you know is going to be action behind that. You know that your ancestors going to stand up at attention. You know that there's going to be moves made in the metaphysical that's going to show up in the physical. Tap in. You know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper because you've been on the back end of that. Tap in. Oh my God, today. You are done circling. You are done this circular clapping for everybody else, but you're not clapping for yourself. Because when a woman claps for themselves, oh, you stuck up. Oh, you bougie. Oh, you think you better than everybody else. Collective, I'm telling you right now, girl, if you don't clap for yourself, take a moment right now. Congratulate yourself. No, seriously. Hey, I'll wait. Let me take a sip of tea. And as I take this sip of tea, I want you to clap for yourself and I want you to hit that like button and stop playing. I want you to clap for yourself. Clap for yourself for all the times that you failed and you got back up. Thank you, Travis. I'm gonna come right back to that thought. Just like when you fell on your face and you got back up. Just like clap for yourself every time you cried and you think you couldn't go on, but you didn't have a choice and you went on anyway. Clap for every award that you ever won at work. I don't care if you won an award. We're not going to minimize. You know how your babies come home. They're like, Mommy, I drew a picture for you. And you put it up on the refrigerator. Baby, clap for that. Clap for the fact that you ain't like these losers that's trying to emotionally manipulate other people to do the dirty work for them. Tap in, clap for them. And Travis in the comment section brought up a very good point. He said, just like your niece, who has done many different things that are impressive on their own. And I'm glad you were able to help her see her list of impressive accomplishments. Yes. So what Travis is talking about is my cousin, actually. My cousin graduated from the Naval Academy. Sometimes you'll see me wear the sweatshirt that I got from the Naval Academy on my live streams. And my cousin has commanded submarines, ships on some real battleship shit. Okay. Like with the pieces moving and everything, knowing like, crazy accomplishments, right? Got blessed by Buddhist monks, was in Cambodia, in the Middle East, multiple deployments. I mean, have done so leadership, everything that. And this woman sat in front of my face and told me, oh, my life was boring. I haven't done much. And when my cousin was, it's all good. When my cousin was telling me all of these things that she accomplished in the Navy, graduated from the Naval Academy, which is a feat in itself, and then told me that, oh, my life was boring, I had to really back up and be like, cousin, you know you're tripping right now, right? So imagine this woman who got so many medals, her dress, when they dress blues in the Navy, they would dress blues in the Air Force. You get ribbons, right? Ribbons all the way like this. I mean, you standing next to 4-star generals that ain't got as many ribbons as you do. You climbing up the ladder faster than most people ever could in the military, whether peacetime or wartime. Excuse me. And you want to sit here and tell me that you haven't accomplished much or your life was boring, you didn't really do much? I had to step that all the way back. And that's what women do. And I can imagine how many times she had to shrink herself in front of other men that could never do what she did or ever bring the angles that she could just through her divine femininity. Simply because she was within a system that forced her to shrink herself. We're not going to listen. Don't get me started on the military, okay? Don't, please don't. And she's so young, not even 35. Not even 35. Girl, the way I hyped my cousin up in that text message after I got home, the way I went, that's how I be going for y'all. That's how I be hyping y'all up. Y'all need not be hyping that. I be hyping up my girls, all of y'all. The whole Crown Collective, I be hyping y'all up. But that's what I'm saying. So when you are no longer performing for the patriarchy, you got to actually come out of yourself and be like, whoa, I actually did accomplish everything that I set out to do. And now I am in a space of arrival. I love where I am. I love what I've learned, and I want to do more with my life. And you're not doing it from a scarcity mindset. You're not doing it from fear. You're not doing it from the unknown. You are prepped. You are prepared. You are ready. Tap in. Oh my God, today. Not even 35. Can you believe that, Travis? Oh, that was just too real. That was just too real. Blessed at the bottom. My goodness. How many women have gone through that? How many women have gone through degree after degree after degree after degree? Women are sitting on 4, 5, 15 degrees, 35 certifications, 4 businesses, raising families, taking care of parents, stepping inside of their community, and still have to find ways to shrink themselves in the presence of other people because there's a fear of outshining, or because people will think negatively or treat you different. No, I'm talking to women who will not only clap for their accomplishments, but stand 10 toes down on them. That's what I'm saying. And you know what else, collective? As I shuffle my next deck of cards, I'm looking for another. Here it is. Oh, glad I found it. I am thinking that many of you have crossed the point of no return and didn't even notice. You crossed into a point of no return and didn't even notice, but you know who did notice? Everybody who can no longer use you the way that they did before. You crossed into the point of no return and didn't even know it. You have literally gone through a full-blown intellectual ritual. Hey, let me write that down. Intellectual ritual. You have gone through a full-blown intellectual ritual where you are looking at your surroundings, you're looking at yourself, you're looking at the people who you used to hang out with, you're looking at the people who you hang out with now, you're looking at your environment, you're looking at your clothing, you're looking at your job, you're looking at everything that is a part of you, right? And you're saying everything has changed so drastically that I could never go back to who I used to be. Ever. I could never go back to that woman that allowed people to misuse me. You found the freaking way. Excuse me. Whew. You found the way. 3 of Cups. You will never go back. Ever. You can't. It hurts. It hurts your brain to even think. Even if you try, you ever remove yourself from an environment, like let's say you moved out of an old neighborhood and you found yourself back in that neighborhood again, And sometimes the neighborhood could change, new stores, new houses, things, but the feeling that's there in the old neighborhood with the person, it's because it represented the person you used to be. You can never ever go back there. You can never, it doesn't give you the same feelings. You have outgrown it. So a lot of you have crossed the point of no return and you haven't even fully acknowledged it. You know that it's happening, but you have not opened up your mouth to say, whoa, I have crossed the point of no return and I will never go back. Some of you have not even given yourselves that. And I'm asking you as a woman to please do that. Allow yourself to say, you know what? I have crossed the point of no return. And I love that for me. Ooh. Ooh-wee. Yeah, you start to say, how did you do this before? You know what? I got such a crazy story for that. And I'll tell you, I will tell you in my newsletter. Let me write it down. Hold on. All right. Let me close out this conversation with some empowering messages for you, collective. Okay. Whew. Got the Six of Pentacles here. Wow. Talk about throwback, going back. Woo-wee. Talk about throwback, going back. A lot of times when we go back to an older version of ourselves and we look back and say, oh my God, how did we do that? How did we get through that? How did I find the strength, right? And most times when we say, how do we find the strength? We would never find that strength again. We'd be like, girl, I've been there, done that, ain't trying to do that again, okay? Ask me if I would go back to certain areas of my life and I'd be like, girl, I don't even have the mental fortitude, okay? I did it because I had to survive. I ain't got to survive no more, okay? But this Six of Pentacles is telling me that those survival stories are exactly what make you the perfect example of success. Y'all keep saying my story is just this, just that. And then you always wonder why the adversary, why the devil, why the demons, why these fake people, these phonies, why these the demons and devils in these people start coming out. You start to see people's horns because they start attacking you. And I always tell you, you think that your story is nothing. You think your story is a small drop in the bucket, but it is not. Your story is a part of the fabric of the chosen one, of the collective foundation for righteousness and truth. The reason why the adversary, the demon, the devil, whatever you want to call it, the reason why these demonic forces continuously come at you is because they see the movement in the right direction. That's real. It don't matter if you're a woman that's leading a Fortune 500 company. It doesn't matter if you are a stay-at-home mom raising your children while your husband or wife is taking care of you. It does not matter if you have 0 children, 0 husband, and you out here just like, I'm living my best life. I'm the rich auntie. I'm the rich uncle. I'm living my best life with my community and the world around me. It does not matter. When you are consciously and vibrationally moving in the Holy Spirit, the adversary is going to have a problem with that. And they try to come to your front door. And what do I say? When the adversary comes to the front door, what's up? And you know what? In 2026, y'all, I'm moving my position on that a little bit. Because in 2025, I was very much confrontational with these demons. Very much confrontational. Open up the front door. What's happening? What's your problem today? Mm-hmm. In 2026, I say leave the door closed. That devil want to come knock on the front door. Enter if you shall choose. And see how I protect this domicile. Tap in. That goes for you. That goes mentally, damn sure physically, spiritually. Okay? Enter if you shall choose. You better hope that demonic spirit don't burn to a crisp before you even get your toe through that door. Okay? Because my goons, my ancestral goons hanging out the window, mouth full of gold teeth, is behind me with the strongest, powerful, holy water christened by the Holy Spirit himself. Okay? Tap in. I know y'all listening. All right? We know what it is. We know what it is. Whew. My God, today. You know Travis, because Travis was with me last year. I was like, yeah, open the door. What's up? No. In our arrival era, ain't opening up the door for none of you fools. Okay? But you know what? I'm also not hiding. So when I do open up my door, look at that, 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords came out twice on the board. Yeah. And this 7 of Swords is about power. Look at the stark differences where we were talking about people who wanted to use you. That's what we were looking at first. Now look at the 7 of Swords. We're talking about protection. That's a stark difference. Sneakiness versus worthiness. Having the strength to protect your domicile. People don't even know that their stories are their intellectual property. That their spiritual framework is their spiritual property. And that's where the empowerment comes from. 6 of Swords at the bottom. My God, today. Looking at the bottom again, and the Knight of Wands. The card flipped over. Let's take a look at it. 4 of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands. Yeah. I feel like this 4 of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands is literally saying, girl, what I've built will not be shaken. It can't be. It cannot be moved, and it won't be moved. People think that this 4 of Pentacles means that you're being selfish and stingy, that you're holding on to something that you should let go of. But I think there's a beautifulness in being protective of what you've built to get to this next level. And you're not being stingy with how you got there, because you could tell somebody all the moves, all the chess moves to beat the game. If they don't have it within themselves, if they don't have the tenacity, the fortitude, if they don't have the determination, the discipline to get there, then it don't matter. There is nothing wrong with protecting the sacredness of your framework that you built to survive, move past survival into thriving and staying there. I told y'all yesterday, we are not going to get comfortable. And then because we are uncomfortable with being comfortable, we go back. We regress into finding a problem that we got to deal with. No, you don't. No, you freaking don't. Okay? And that Knight of Wands with that 4 of Pentacles let me know that it's okay to be protective like this. It is. Don't play yourself. Okay? Whew. My God, today, 3 of Swords at the bottom. Yeah, somebody need to hear that word. Somebody needed to hear that word. The reason why they are panicking is because you are not living your life in fear, because you are not a punk biatch, because you know who you are, because you are standing 10 toes strong, because you love yourself, because you speak your truth, you are in your light, you recognize your mistakes, you own them, you move upwards and onward. They know that you are not the same woman that they used to know. They know that. And they are panicking because they cannot use the version of you that was just flippant with everything that you are. You are a core. Clearly, you were the heartbeat for a lot of people, but they never pour back into you. That ends. That ends now. Because you love yourself more than they hate you. Whew. Tap in. My God, today. Oh, collective. My name is Cass Young Crown. I'm an intuitive prophetic speaker. And I thank you guys so much for working with me as I am still healing myself through this really nasty cold that I had and ushering you into your arrival era and honoring you and witnessing the greatness in you. This has been a magnificent power hour. I love you guys so much. Thank you to everyone that has contributed to this live stream today. I hope to see you guys later on this afternoon if I feel up to it. If not, I will see you tomorrow, God willing. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to check out CassYoung.com and find out how I can be a witness to your arrival era. God bless you as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.